Imagine it's the year 2035. You walk into a room filled with people who have been part of your journey. They look at you not just for what you've accomplished, but for who you've become. What do they see? What do you see? Planning your life isn't about predicting the future, it's about shaping it. And the best way to shape it is to start with one simple question. Why? Why do you want to plan your life for the next decade? Not just what you want to do, but why it matters. Why will you wake up every morning in 2026, 2027, 2030, and keep going when things get hard? A plan is not a checklist, it's a direction. It's a commitment to something bigger than yourself. Over the next 10 years, you will change, the world will change, and your plan should change with it. But the one thing that should never change is your purpose. Act small, think big. We often overestimate what we can do in a year and underestimate what we can do in 10. Every great achievement, every remarkable life is built on small, consistent actions. Success is not found in grand moments, but in daily discipline. If you want to be financially free by 2035, it starts with how you manage your money in 2025. If you want to be healthy, it's not about a crash diet in 2026, but a lifestyle that sustains you through the decade. If you want meaningful relationships, it starts with how you invest time in people today. Your circle shapes your future. 10 years from now, your life will be a reflection of the people you surround yourself with. Choose wisely, seek those who challenge you, push you, and inspire you to grow. The right people will hold you accountable to the person you want to become. The infinite game. Life is not a race with winners and losers. It's an infinite game, one where the goal is to keep growing, learning, and evolving. Plans change, economies shift, opportunities rise and fall. The only way to win is to stay in the game, to keep playing, to keep moving forward. Redefine success. Success is not just about money, titles, or recognition. It's about fulfillment. It's about looking back in 2035 and knowing you lived with purpose, with impact, with integrity. Write your own definition of success, because if you don't, the world will write it for you. Legacy over short-term wins. As you plan your next decade, think beyond personal gains. What will you leave behind? What impact will you have? Legacy isn't built in moments of achievement, it's built in years of consistency. So as you step into 2025, don't just make a plan, make a commitment to yourself, to your values, to your growth, and to a future that when you arrive, you will be proud to call your own. Let's not just plan for the next 10 years. Let's build a life worth remembering. Thank you. Why plan your life for the next decade? Why not just go with the flow, take opportunities as they come, and trust that things will work out? Because without direction, life doesn't just happen, it drifts. And drifting rarely leads to fulfillment. We all start with excitement, with ambition, with dreams of the future. But as time passes, without a clear sense of purpose, we get caught in the urgency of daily life. One year blends into the next, and before we know it, a decade has passed. The question isn't whether time will move forward, it will. The question is whether we will move forward with intention. When we start with why, we anchor ourselves to something bigger than goals, achievements, or milestones. We tap into a deeper reason for the choices we make, the sacrifices we endure, and the resilience we develop. It's the difference between waking up every morning feeling obligated and waking up feeling driven. Think about the people you admire, those who have built meaningful lives. They didn't just react to life, they designed it. And at the core of that design was a clear purpose. They knew why they were doing what they were doing, and that purpose gave them the strength to keep going even when things got hard. The truth is, life will challenge you. Plans will change, obstacles will arise, and there will be moments when you doubt yourself. In those moments, goals alone won't be enough. External rewards won't be enough. The only thing that will keep you moving forward is knowing exactly why you started. So as you look ahead to the next 10 years, don't just think about what you want to accomplish. Ask yourself why it matters. Because when you have a strong enough why, you'll always find the how. A decade is a long time, but it is built in the decisions you make today, tomorrow, and every day after that. The mistake many people make when planning their future is focusing too much on the big picture without considering the small, daily actions that bring it to life. Thinking long-term gives you direction, but acting short-term creates momentum. Consider someone who dreams of financial independence by 2035. That vision is powerful, but it won't be achieved overnight. It starts with managing money wisely in 2025, learning to invest, controlling spending, and building habits that accumulate over time. The same applies to health, relationships, and career growth. If you want to be physically strong in 10 years, it's not about finding the perfect workout plan. It's about consistently moving your body today. If you want to lead a successful business, it's not about waiting for the big break. It's about showing up, refining your skills, and putting in the work every single day. The challenge with long-term thinking is that it can feel overwhelming. The goal seems distant and the progress feels slow. But real success isn't about massive leaps, it's about small, consistent steps. The compound effect of tiny actions, repeated over time, is what leads to extraordinary results. At the same time, being too focused on short-term wins without a long-term vision can lead to burnout or wasted effort. People chase quick results, jump from one idea to the next, and end up frustrated when they don't see lasting progress. That's why the balance matters. Think long-term, but act as if today is the most important step in your journey. Every day is a brick in the foundation of the life you're building. If you lay them with care, one at a time, with patience and purpose, then in 10 years you'll look back and realize you didn't just achieve a goal, you created a legacy. Goals are great. They give us direction, something to aim for. But goals alone are not enough. They are milestones, not the journey itself. The real transformation happens in who we become along the way. That's why focusing on growth rather than just achieving goals leads to lasting success. Think about it. How many times have you set a goal, reached it, and then felt a strange emptiness afterward? Maybe you worked hard to hit a financial target, get a promotion, or achieve a personal milestone, only to realize that the excitement was temporary. The reason is simple. Achieving a goal is a moment in time, but personal growth is a lifelong process. If you focus only on goals, you risk measuring success by external achievements, things that can change, disappear, or lose their meaning. But when you focus on growth, the progress never stops. You develop resilience, skills, and a mindset that allows you to keep evolving no matter what happens. Imagine two people training for a marathon. One is fixated on crossing the finish line, the other embraces the process. Learning discipline, building endurance, and strengthening their mindset. If both finish the race, who benefits more? The person who grew in the process, because even after the race is over, they carry those lessons into every area of life. The same principle applies to career success, relationships, health, and happiness. When you focus on growth, setbacks don't derail you, they teach you. Failures don't define you, they refine you. Every challenge becomes an opportunity to improve rather than an obstacle to overcome. So, as you plan the next 10 years, don't just set goals. Commit to becoming a person who is constantly learning, adapting, and expanding, because when you grow, success isn't something you chase, it's something you attract. Life is unpredictable. No matter how well you plan, things won't always go as expected. The economy will shift, relationships will evolve, and obstacles will appear out of nowhere. The difference between those who succeed and those who struggle isn't luck or talent, it's resilience. A resilient mindset allows you to keep moving forward no matter what happens. Resilience isn't about avoiding failure, it's about learning to navigate it. People who thrive over a decade aren't the ones who never face setbacks. They're the ones who refuse to let setbacks define them. They adapt, they adjust, and they keep going even when things get tough. It's not about being unshaken by challenges, it's about knowing that you can rebuild, no matter how many times you're knocked down. Think of the most successful people in any field. None of them got there without struggle. Every great entrepreneur, artist, athlete, or leader has faced rejection, disappointment, and failure. The difference is that they use those experiences as fuel for growth rather than excuses to stop. Resilience is built in small moments. It's the decision to try again after a failure. It's the mindset that sees obstacles as stepping stones rather than roadblocks. It's the ability to reframe setbacks as lessons rather than defeats. The people who achieve the most over 10 years are not the ones who have the easiest path. They are the ones who develop the strongest mindset. You can't control every circumstance, but you can control how you respond to them. When things go wrong, and at some point they will, remind yourself that this is part of the process. Every challenge is shaping you into someone stronger, wiser, and more prepared for what's next. A resilient mindset is not just about surviving difficulty, it's about using it to grow. When you build resilience, you don't just endure life's challenges, you rise above them, and that is what will make the next 10 years truly transformational. The people you surround yourself with will shape your future more than any plan, strategy, or ambition ever will. Over the next 10 years, your mindset, habits, and opportunities will be influenced, either positively or negatively, by the company you keep. That's why choosing the right people isn't just important, it's essential. Look at the 5 people you spend the most time with. Are they pushing you to grow or keeping you stuck? Are they inspiring you to become better or are they draining your energy? We often underestimate how much our environment shapes us. But if you spend time with people who challenge you, encourage you, and believe in your potential, you will naturally rise to a higher level. Success is rarely a solo journey. The most successful people in any field have one thing in common. They built strong, meaningful relationships with others who helped them grow. They surrounded themselves with mentors, peers, and friends who elevated their thinking and held them to higher standards. But surrounding yourself with the right people also means being willing to let go of those who no longer align with your values or your vision. This can be difficult. Friendships and relationships built over years may no longer serve your growth, and distancing yourself can feel uncomfortable, but staying in the wrong environment out of guilt or obligation will only hold you back. This doesn't mean cutting people off coldly. It means being intentional about who you invest your time and energy into. Seek out those who are ahead of you in areas you want to grow. Build relationships with people who challenge your perspective and push you to be better. Find those who celebrate your success and support you in difficult times. In 2035, you will look back and realize that much of your progress, your mindset, your achievements, and even your happiness was influenced by the people around you. So choose wisely, because the right people don't just change your next 10 years, they change your entire life. Life will happen whether you plan for it or not. The question is, will you shape it intentionally or will you let external circumstances dictate your path? Too many people drift through life reacting to whatever comes their way instead of proactively designing the life they truly want. But those who achieve fulfillment and success don't leave their future to chance. They take control of it. Designing your life means being clear about what you want and making conscious decisions to create it. It's about defining your own version of success rather than accepting society's default expectations. If you don't take control of your path, someone else will, whether it's a boss, a paycheck, a societal norm, or just the momentum of routine. People often say, I'll see where life takes me. But life isn't a river that you simply float along. It's a landscape that you have the power to shape. If you don't decide what kind of career, relationships, and impact you want, you might end up somewhere you never intended, living a life that doesn't truly fulfill you. Taking control doesn't mean having every detail figured out. It means setting a vision, making intentional choices, and adjusting when needed. Life will always throw unexpected challenges your way, but when you're the one steering the ship, you can navigate those challenges rather than being tossed around by them. Every decision you make, how you spend your time, who you surround yourself with, what habits you build, is a brick in the foundation of your future. If you don't take those choices seriously, 10 years will pass, and you'll wonder how you ended up where you are. But if you design your life with purpose, you'll look back with pride, knowing you shaped your future instead of just reacting to it. The next 10 years are yours to create. Make them count. Success is one of the most overused and misunderstood words in the world. From an early age, we are bombarded with messages about what success should look like. Wealth, status, recognition, power. But the truth is, success has no universal definition. It is deeply personal. And if you don't define it for yourself, the world... Too many people chase a version of success that isn't truly theirs. They pursue careers that look good on paper but feel empty inside. They accumulate money, titles, and possessions only to realize they're still unfulfilled. That happens because they never stop to ask themselves, what does success actually mean to me? Your definition of success should align with your values, your passions, and the kind of life you want to live, not someone else's expectations. For some, success might mean financial freedom. For others, it might mean deep relationships, creative fulfillment, or making an impact in their community. There is no right or wrong answer, only what's right for you. The danger of chasing external definitions of success is that even when you achieve them, you may feel like something is missing. That's why so many people reach the peak of their careers, buy their dream house, or hit major milestones, only to feel a strange emptiness. They climbed a ladder, only to realize it was leaning against the wrong wall. Defining success on your own terms gives you freedom. It allows you to measure progress in a way that truly matters to you. It helps you focus on what brings you fulfillment rather than chasing achievements that don't align with your purpose. So as you look ahead to the next 10 years, don't just set goals, set meaningful goals. Ask yourself, what kind of life do I want to live? What will truly make me proud in 2035? When you define success on your own terms, you stop competing in a race that doesn't belong to you, and you start building a life that actually makes you happy. Life is not a game you win or lose. It is an infinite game, one that continues long after temporary achievements, promotions, or milestones. The mistake many people make is treating life as a competition with a finish line. believing that once they reach a certain goal, they will have made it. But in reality, there is no final victory, no ultimate destination. The goal is not to win, it's to keep playing, keep learning, and keep growing. In a finite game like sports or business deals, there are clear winners and losers, set rules, and an endpoint. But life doesn't work that way. You don't win at health, relationships, or personal growth. You maintain them. You don't win at happiness or success. You cultivate them. The moment you see life as an infinite game, your perspective shifts. You stop obsessing over short-term gains and start focusing on long-term fulfillment. Many people treat success as a checklist: get the degree, land the job, buy the house, reach financial security. But then what? If your mindset is finite, reaching a goal can leave you feeling lost. This is why some of the most accomplished individuals, athletes after retirement, executives after stepping down, artists after a hit project, struggle with their sense of purpose. They were playing a game with an endpoint, instead of embracing the infinite nature of growth. The most fulfilled people don't just chase achievements. They build a system of continuous improvement. They understand that success is not about reaching a destination, it's about staying in the game, evolving, and making an impact beyond themselves. They don't compare their progress to others because they know the only true competition is with who they were yesterday. When you embrace the infinite game, setbacks don't feel like failures. They are simply part of the journey. You stop fearing change and start welcoming it as an opportunity to adapt. You stop measuring life by how far you've come and start measuring it by how much you've grown. So as you plan the next decade, don't just focus on winning a single race. Focus on staying in the game. Build a life where success isn't a finish line, but an ongoing pursuit of purpose, meaning, and impact. Because in the infinite game of life, the only way to truly win is to never stop playing. The next 10 years will pass no matter what you do. The question is, what will you leave behind? What impact will you have on the people around you, your community, and the world? Too many people chase short-term wins, quick promotions, financial gains, fleeting recognition, without considering the bigger picture. But true success isn't measured by what you achieve in the moment, it's measured by the legacy you build over time. A legacy isn't just about wealth or reputation, it's about the lives you touch and the values you instill. It's about creating something that lasts beyond you, something that continues to make a difference long after you're gone. When you focus only on short-term wins, you may experience temporary success, but it won't always lead to long-term fulfillment. Short-term thinking leads to shortcuts, compromises, and decisions that might bring immediate results, but fail to create lasting value. Think about the people who inspire you the most. Chances are they didn't just accumulate wealth or status. They built something meaningful. They contributed to others, stood for something bigger than themselves, and created an impact that outlived their personal achievements. Whether it's in business, relationships, or personal growth, the people who leave a lasting legacy are those who think beyond their own success and focus on what they can give. Building a legacy requires patience. It means making decisions today that may not pay off immediately but will create value in the long run. It means choosing integrity over convenience, investing in relationships instead of just transactions, and prioritizing long-term contribution over short-term rewards. But does selfishness ever cost us anything? As you plan your life from 2025 to 2035, ask yourself, am I just chasing success or am I building something that matters? What kind of leader, friend, or mentor do I want to be? How do I want to be remembered? A decade from now, you will look back and either see a collection of quick wins that faded or a foundation of impact that continues to grow. Choose to build a legacy, not just a resume. Because in the end, success is temporary, but the impact you make can last forever. In a world that constantly changes, the one thing that should remain constant is who you are and what you stand for. Your values are the compass that will guide you through every challenge, decision, and opportunity over the next decade. When you stay true to your values, you create a solid foundation that no external circumstance can shake. When you stray from them, the journey becomes uncertain and success feels hollow, no matter how much you achieve. Your values are what make you unique. They define how you treat others, how you approach challenges, and how you define success. They're not always easy to uphold, especially when the world pushes you to compromise or take shortcuts. But staying true to your values is the only way to build a life that feels authentic and meaningful. When you make decisions based solely on what others expect or what seems convenient, you risk losing sight of who you truly are. But when your actions align with your values, even in difficult circumstances, you create a sense of inner peace and confidence that external achievements cannot provide. In the coming years, there will be moments when you are tempted to prioritize success over integrity, to take a shortcut that seems easier in the short term, or to follow a path simply because it's popular or profitable. These are the moments when your values will be tested. Do you compromise to get ahead, or do you stay true to what you believe? The most successful, fulfilled people are those who never waver from their core values. Their success isn't just measured by what they accomplish, but by how they accomplish it. They lead with honesty, integrity, and compassion, and their lives reflect the principles they hold dear. They may not always take the easiest path, but their journey is authentic and meaningful. In 2035, you'll look back and see how your values shaped the choices you made, the people you became, and the legacy you left. The most important question isn't, what did I achieve? It's, did I stay true to myself along the way? Because at the end of the day, success that compromises your values isn't success at all. It's just a fleeting achievement. True success comes from living a life that aligns with your deepest values, from knowing that no matter what, you remain true to who you are and what you believe.